Hey everybody, how are you all doing? I hope everybody's doing good. I've been reading your comments. Thank you so much for your comments. It really motivates me to make more videos. And also, when you comment, when you ask for help, please let me know more details about you. Look, it's really hard for me to guess where you're from, what you do, or what you've tried and what you've not tried, and all of that. So if you can help me understand your situation, your problems, it'll be great, right? So give me some background, tell me what you've tried, what's your goal, all those things. So without wasting too much time, let's get into today's video. So today's video is one of my first lessons that changed my life, right? Like, this is such a simple, so simple, yet everybody makes this mistake. It's a mistake that we all do, in my opinion. And it's also one of those things that just, it's like you'll start seeing the matrix, kind of, right? And I'm sorry, I'm not going to, even though it's simple, I'm not going to tell it straight away, because I don't think it's about the actual thing. It's about helping you realize how important this is, so that you actually put into practice. Because a lot of you might actually know this, but you don't know how much impact this makes. Maybe you don't even try this. So that's how important it is. And it's about introducing yourself, actually, right? It's because you must have already seen the video title, so you know this, right? So I'm going to I made a few slides for you guys today. And the most important thing that boggles me in that nobody thinks of this, and 99% of the people make this mistake. When I say 99% of the people, 99% of the people who want to freelance, who try to freelance, who have had a full-time job and then they want to try freelancing, right? 99% of the people make this mistake in this group, right? Not everybody in the planet, right? So, and it's because there's a very good reason for that. The reason is that we have trained all our life to be appealing to the HR of the company we want to work, or be appealing to the recruitment or the lead or somebody in a company, that we have worked so hard to do that. Now it's so hard for us to think how we'll appeal to somebody who's a freelance client, which is what you want. You all are looking for clients for freelancing, right? That's what you want. So plus, I don't think you have a lot of friends in freelancing who are successful, right? This is a rare thing. A lot of people do. Sometimes people think they are freelancing, but they're not. They're just doing a remote job. There's a big difference, right? Just because you work on the internet doesn't mean you are a freelancer. Sometimes you're just part of a company. You still don't know where the project comes from, where the requirements come from, how deals get closed, nothing. You have no idea. So maybe you're just doing a remote job, right? Anyway, so, and also, this is like looking for something you already have. Now that's something big, right? It's like something that's so close to you, yet because you're not even realizing that, in a way, uh, which is opportunities for freelancing, by the way, right? You have freelance opportunities all around you, right? And yet, sorry about that. You have freelance opportunities all around you, and yet you, because of the way you introduce yourself, you're kind of repelling all of this. Now, so what is this? What is it that you do when somebody asks you, hey, what do you do? I bet that a lot of you will say shit that makes sense only to people in your company. Like, let me give you a few examples of what you guys might introduce yourself at. I'm a SEO consultant. I am a graphics designer. I am a whatever, I don't know what else you say, front-end developer. Let's say you guys are most of your developers, I assume, or a designer. I'm a 3D designer, whatever, right? So this is how you guys introduce yourself. Now the thing is, nobody in the real world can understand that. There is a real world, by the way. All your friends are probably in the same profession. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your interest and passion, so everybody around you is kind of like that, but none of them are your clients. Your clients live in a completely different world, where they don't understand clearly what it means by 3D designer. They don't know that they even need to hire a 3D designer, right? So that's where the biggest problem happens. And you might think, come on, how bad that can be, right? This is why I gave you a big introduction. Like, just by the way you change introducing yourself, and making it accessible to common people and business people, you're going to open a whole door of opportunities, right? It's what people talk about you when you're not there, right? It's what you tell to your non-technical, non-design friends in a way that they'll understand, that they can communicate to somebody else without having any problems, right? And this is just going to change the world. I have a personal story. I am extremely technical. I used to make video games for a living. I did a lot of stuff, right? I take pride in being so, I learning a lot of things and so intelligent. I take pride, and I was very arrogant back in those days. And I always say I'm a front-end developer and I want to be a technical architect. And it meant nothing to the people in front of me, right? And my first lesson from my freelance coach back in those days was that this guy told me, just change the way you introduce yourself. Next time you talk to somebody, you say you make websites instead of saying you do front-end development, because we already came to the conclusion that I can't be a freelance game designer. That doesn't work. How many people in the real world hire freelance game designers? Not a lot of people, right? So we realized that as a game developer, a lot of people just either have a huge funding or they're independent game developers. So I thought I'll do websites, and it was easy for me. As a game developer, making websites were much easier, right? I could learn JavaScript and all kinds of fancy stuff. He said, just say I make websites. I was like, come on, that's not possible. And surprisingly, everywhere I said, when people asked me, what do you do? I said, I make websites. And you know what? It started having more conversations because everybody understands websites. Everybody understands website, right? Now you might say everybody understands 3D designing, for example. Sure, because you see 3D animations in movies and games these days, but how many of those people might actually know somebody who wants to hire a 3D designer, right? Now that's where you need to think. Instead, if you say, I create social media advertisements for businesses using 3D software, for example, just an example, right? Now, everybody these days wants to do social media networking, right? And you could very easily create a quick commercial where you could slap a product brand on a little spinning packet or something like that and throw in some text effects, and you could make it. And you could actually get people to pay you for that. Now, that's how potentially thing that is. Now, again, I want to talk to you, which is you are making a big mistake if you start introducing yourself as I'm a UX developer, UI developer, 3D designer, AutoCAD designer, JavaScript developer, PHP developer. You're making the biggest mistake of your life. It's a big mistake, and everybody might be making it, and nobody is trying to freelance, and if they are probably failing, or they're probably just getting a remote job. Somebody who's already technically sound guy is hiring them. And it's not really freelancing unless you have multiple clients and you have freedom in choosing who you want to work with and not, right? So before moving to the next step, right, this is not something, what I'm teaching you has a different name. And before moving that, I want to just iterate that people have very low attention span. If you're watching this video still, you are probably I made a good job in communicating a lot of stuff before, right? I started with something that you're interested in. I kept your attention, so forth. And you should know that these are real statistics, which is 40% of the people will not wait more than 3 seconds before abandoning a retail or travel site. That's just mind-boggling to me. 40% of the people just abandon the website if something takes more than 3 seconds. That's how much attention span we have, right? We are living in a world. So when you communicate what you do to somebody, you got to be razor sharp that they remember it, it's memorable, it's easy, and it's easy to communicate to another person, so that even when you're not in the room, somebody can actually communicate what their friend does, provided that your friend is trying to say what you do to somebody else, right? That's how referrals happen. But if you go to somebody and say, I'm a UX consultant, and the friend doesn't understand UX, then what is the point, right? Instead, talk in terms of things that people understand. So instead of UX consultant, talk about what you do, which is you help create sites like XYZ. Talk about something that these people understand, right? You help create mobile apps for Android. Just saying, right? Because then somebody makes mobile apps, everybody uses mobile apps, and when somebody wants a mobile app for their business, they'll be like, I have a friend who does that. And sure, you don't know to program the whole thing, but you can say, look, I handle the design part. And you can educate them, right? It's your job to educate them. I'll design this, and then you have to take this to a developer, right? So, and then maybe, or you pair up with somebody, for example, right? Or you can say, before you actually spend a lot of money making a mobile app, I can help you do a prototype. That's what UX designers do anyway, right? So your idea, I can show you how it works on the mobile. You can use an app, and these days you have prototyping software, and you can be like, look, you can try this, and this helps you cut down cost, and people will be listening to you. So why am I saying this? There is a concept called elevator pitch. If you've not heard it before, or even if you have heard it before, think about it. What I'm trying to tell you is come up with the elevator pitch. So if you don't know what an elevator pitch is something that people talk about when getting into elevator and you want to pitch your idea to somebody else. Usually it's coming in an investor scenario. You're a startup guy and you want investment and you want to sell on something. You want somebody to be interested in your idea. So then what happens is you tell something so short that it has to make people go, wow, okay, tell me more about it. That's how cool it is. So, and it's also a very common concept in Hollywood, believe it or not, right? All the famous shows that you see today, Game of Thrones and all these things, they were all starting from an elevator pitch, right? Like a really dumbed down short version of a show, right? Of a main character who goes through some problems and blah, 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 right? A school teacher goes from UK to US and clashes with their cultural problems, and this is the whole show. This is the elevator pitch, right? So similarly, your elevator pitch has to be something that's relatable and easy to convey. Usually it is what you do and who you do it for, and then some kind of specialization. So for example, instead of saying I'm an illustrator, right, what do you use your illustrations for? Think about potential markets, right? So you can say I create graphics for so-and-so industry, right? I can't think of much right now. Who uses illustrations in real life world anyway, right? You go around, you see illustrations. Let me think quickly on my feet. So illustrations, you can think of stickers, for example. So for example, if you say, I help create stickers, right? This is, everybody can understand, and you will be a great conversation starter. You can be like, I have a friend who creates stickers, right? And then somebody who is a business owner who might be like, I want to create some promotional stickers, right? This is a common thing. Like, I know you can just print something, get it printed and deliver it to a client. And if you say I create promotional stickers, you might have seen a sticker, right? You go to these businesses and they give you like, hey, have this sticker, and you can slap it on your laptop, for example, right? So many people want to create laptop stickers because it's a cool way to get their brand to spread. So if you say I create laptop stickers, people will be like, cool, I have a friend who does that, and it's so easy to communicate. Now that's what I'm talking about. Then you can go from I create laptop stickers for some industry, right? And that becomes more specific, right? And I create laptop stickers for certain industry, and then add one more thing, faster or in bulk or whatever. Like, you keep specializing in a way so that it becomes sharper and sharper. And when people hear just a laptop sticker designer, like a sticker designer, it goes from there to laptop sticker designer, because even people who want stickers for laptop cannot connect it. If you say I'm a sticker designer, you might be able to do it, right, as a designer. So similarly, if you're a developer, think in the same way. So my question for you is, after this video, I hope you have a good way to introduce yourself. Tell me in your comments how you used to introduce yourself before, and now after seeing this video, how are you going to change introducing yourself, right? I want you to tell me that. And thank you for watching this video. I hope it was pretty useful. Like, comment, subscribe, and share this with your friends. I do this so that I can share what I know and help people. Especially, I'm doing this targeting people in India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Asia, where people struggle a lot because of your culture to communicate with Western clients and helping get Western clients. Or sometimes maybe you can find clients in your own country. To be honest, a lot of countries, today's world has developed so much that we think we have to work with only Western clients, but that's not true. Simply not true. There are businesses all around you. And when you start introducing yourself, right, and when you start putting this elevator pitch in your LinkedIn profile, in your social media profile, The right people, when they come across, will contact you and ask for your help, right? So remember to start doing that. If you don't do that, you will never ever get proper clients. You have to make it dumb and really easy for them to understand. You shouldn't even use the word dumb, actually. You should just make it, you should be intelligent. This is actually intelligent. Making it intelligent is it, this is you being intelligent enough to communicate properly to a potential client, right? That's how I want you to see this. Thank you so much. um, and again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and also leave your comments about how you used to introduce yourself and how you're going to change that, and I'll give you my feedback, whatever. Thank you.